What's good? It's me, Dom. Let's talk some more money. I ain't gonna lie. You want more money? You gotta talk more money. I'm not saying your whole identity got to get wrapped up in just money, but you gotta not life become money, but you just gotta be more financial literate. You gotta put all your beings. You just gotta think about. You start watching a whole bunch of financial literacy videos, and but let's talk money. How you get more money? My mindset is slow, low return, consistency, hard work. I say it like it's easy. This is a long time, but these days it's clapping, right? So at some point, time is gonna move on anyway. So if you're consistent, if you're doing it over a long-term period, it's gonna go by quick, and you're gonna see that number go up. And as soon as you see that number go up, like whenever I was doing it, it gives you a dopamine hit because you're getting closer. Set a goal. Think of a number that you'll be okay with, and then just keep putting it small margins, and eventually, as you get there, that's what happens. All right, okay. Let's think of some points. 1, talk about it. Nobody likes talking about it. Nobody likes talking about their finances. No, you need to talk about it with people. Don't keep it quiet. Now, I'm not saying you need to just tell everyone your business, like dollar for dollar assets, net worth, liquidity. No, not like that. Like, talk about like stocks. Talk about like what your expenses can be. Talk about what space you can open up. Like, talk about things of that nature. Write stuff down. Look at it. Really look at the numbers, because in order for you to really get more money, in order for you to really be better, you got to really know where your money is going. Look at your bank account every single day. Write what you buy every single day. Whatever that statement is, divide that number, which it says withdrawals, divide that by the amount of days in that month, so 30, and then literally that's how much money you spend every day. And then you could break that down into like how much hours, how much freedom, like think of how much hours that literally cost you. You know what I mean? I'm talking about money and freedom and peace, because that's how I think of money. That's how I think, because we waste so much of our time. You know what I mean? Time is money. It's slow, real, and the entire world works for time. The entire world works for that type of way, and that's really how you get money, is through time. So what is your time worth to you? I go back to that because that's just literally what it is. So it's just like when you look at actually buying things and consuming so much because you want to look so good or whatever, but think about what that costs in time, and it's way less than what you think, and it gives you a second look. All right, 24, 48 hours. Stop buying things on a hinge. Stop buying things out of emotion. Stop buying things just because you think you need it. You're not gonna need it. You're not gonna think about it. You can write it down. When you're shopping or whatever, because you need to shop or something. Shop. Write it down. Write all the things you like that are nice. Okay. Write it down. Okay. After a week or something, if you still want to go get that thing, go try it on. Go look at it, and because if it's on your mind after a week, you know what I'm saying, then you probably want it. Then you probably are going to use it. Then you probably are going to wear it. You know what I mean? So then that's probably a good option, because there's a dollar cost average, or what is it they called? Because however much you use that thing. So let's talk about a t-shirt. It costs like $20. Okay, you use that t-shirt, you wear it every single week. Obviously you wash it, you wear it every single week. Now you divide that t-shirt, that $20, divided by how many times, so it'll cost you like a couple cents. That's worth it because you're using it. You know what I mean? But if you're just wearing something for one occasion, you're just using something for one time, then that freaking whatever it costed that much, and it's not worth it. And that's how you got to think of it. And this is all cumulative, right? That's the fastest way. Oh, I'm finna go to the gym. Why did I get off here? Anyways, but that's what you got to think about it. And all these slow amounts, it's all eating everything. I'm not saying stop doing what you're doing, stop buying things, but when you compound and look at everything, and you stop acting because you feel like you need something, because you're trying to get emotional, and you cut that off, your money, your income will just increase. You're going to be saving more. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I do, they talk about, what I'm learning is they automate it. automate savings. I manually do it, and I automate as much as I can because, obviously this depends on if you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or semi-monthly or monthly, whatever the case may be. I just spit so much, my bad. But you know what I mean? I try to get as much for the dollar amount as I can out of that week or whatever. And I look at whatever I pay for the next week, whatever. I write what down when I'm spending this week, and I try to guess and I try to predict. And this is bad, but I'm telling you, a lot of the things you can just cut out just because you have so much free time. You want more money? Get a night job. Get a night job. You have no time to spend no money at all. That's the easiest way. I'm telling you, get a night job. Work as, obviously, that's why those sacrifices and that things, that's literally the easiest way. I think you can literally make so much more money. You don't even got time to spend money. So how are you going to spend money? Now, if you're obviously scrolling and on your phone ordering stuff, of course you are, but that's literally why it's so easy for me, because I don't even got time to spend money. I don't got time to think about spending money. And whenever I'm thinking about it, I'm just thinking about learning more. This is the easiest thing too. Just learn more. Once you learn more, you're making more money. And this is why the thing with education and college is actually kind of worth it, because you're learning. When you learn more, when you learn a skill, when you learn a trade, when you learn how to do things, you're expanding your income in that way in which you can increase your money. If you're just if you're just trying to earn, there's a cap on that. There's only a cap on how much you can make, but when you're learning, the possibilities of how much money you can make are endless. Wisdom, all in the Bible. You can learn so much financial literacy by just reading Proverbs. It gives you so much wisdom out of that book. And if you don't know and you can't translate anything, then just look a lot of the stuff and what it means. I'm telling you, I'm saying it's this easy, but it's this easy. You just got to be open-minded and get off your phone and get off social media and stop looking at things in that way. Just your whole mindset has to really shift. And my mindset is like this because I did have a loss. It was such a loss, and I'm just like, how you do learn? Things get taken away. This is called negative punishment. And I might have talked about this in another video, but when you take things away from people, when you add value to something and you take things away from people, you got the power. You learn, or not the power, you learn. Give a kid privileges, and then take them away whenever they do bad. How are they going to act then? They're not going to want to do that again. Don't add a punishment. Don't hit them. Oh my gosh, what is this dude doing, bro? Chill. Oh my, okay. Why did I just see that? That was so weird. But that's what it is. What's another point? Another point. Let's see. High yield savings. That's literally so easy. I literally don't know if so many people use this. I literally wasn't using this for like forever, and then I did it. But it's just a lot of the things, it's just fear based. Look, fear is just an emotion. It's just in your head, right? Like stocks, investments, you think it's all going. No, it's not about that. It's just about how much time, over time, it's been a growth market. There hasn't really been, like, whenever the S&P 500 over a growth market over a long-term period. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it's time. Time is on your side, right? And with the high yield savings, you can only make so much from that. But with that, you can gain more money over a shorter period with your emergency funds or whatever. That's 2. Number 3, something that super helped me, you got to clear your debt. This is literally eating you alive. Clear your debt. I don't care if you're gonna make, if it means you're not even underwater, but you gotta clear it, because the faster you can get out of that, the faster your money, your dollar for dollar will work for you. I'm telling you right now. And the faster you can get to freedom, the faster you can get to your freedom number, the faster you can get into actual peace in your life and stop being so stressed. Your neck is hurting so much, and it's just the faster you can do that, then the faster then your life will start to be more happy. You'll start to be more stress-free. That's 4, 3, 5. Let's see. Just stop consuming so much. Do a 30-day money fast. This is what I'm about to do. You know, do your essentials. Do things that actually you need. Try to do something different. This is super hard. Don't just jump into it. Try to do like a week of not spending anything, a week of not going out, a week of just really trying to change, because you live in check to check or whatever, and you want to make a difference. But anything can help you at this point. You're so vulnerable, you're so down bad, and even if you aren't down bad, this could still help you in a way. You could try that. That's extreme frugality. Look up all the ways of FIRE, which is basically something about financial independence, something like that. There's things of that nature, retirement. Look into that. If your company isn't matching, if they offer a matching for a 401k, put as much as you can into that, because obviously you're not going to see that money anyway till 59 and a half years old, unless you take out before. But there's no point in doing that because you get penalties. This is one of the things I'm doing. Even if you're so young, you're like, that's years away, bro. I don't care. All that money needs to go somewhere. You're not using the money. How I think of it is, I don't need that money right now. I don't need so much money right now. So I'm maxing out everything. I don't care, because I'm maxing out everything. What am I going to do? Spend more? What am I going to do? Buy more shoes? Bro, I barely got time to do anything. This is the thing. When you have too much time on your hands, you just consume more out of boredom, out of dopamine hit. But we're thinking long term. We're thinking long term dopamine hit. We're thinking dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign. We're thinking like that. We're not thinking short-term dopamine for other people. No, don't think like that. Stop thinking like that, because the true way to get wealthy, the true way to get rich, the true way to, is accumulative, is long-term thinking, is using your dollar to work for you. You know what I mean? And it all starts with you. And that's that. Retirement, savings, like all this is just such basic material. If you just look into it, I feel like it's so easy. I don't know. That's just me. And that's just my mindset. But honestly, back then, whenever my mindset wasn't like this, whenever I was focused on getting a status symbol that doesn't matter at all, I understand. I understand how I was thinking with that consumer mindset, with bringing up, because that's how you're brought up. You're brought up to shop. You're brought up to consume things. You're brought up to get the nicest things. You're brought up to look good for other people. You're brought up to fit in socially. Don't fit in. Be weird. Be weird as you can be. No one cares anyway. This is why the mindset and everything I'm kind of freaking telling you. Be weird. Be different. Literally, it's that easy. It's normal being broke. It's normal. They call it normal. It's normal being broke. It's normal not having any money. It's normal not being able to give the waitress a 18% tip or something. It's like, what? No, like, be serious right now. That's not normal. Car payments aren't normal. You know what I mean? You're like, what? I can't get this, or I need you don't need a new car. You don't need none of that. You're a human. You're not meant to really do this type of stuff. You're meant to chop lion head off. Like, seriously. And comparison is the thief of joy, but you can look up like what other countries make, and obviously the US is so well off and everything, it's insane. So that's what it is. Don't compare yourself to others. Stop looking at social media. Unfollow every single account that makes you feel like you're below less, like you're not. Unfollow all of them. None of them matter. They don't really have it like that. That's a highlight reel. A lot of this thing is just with comparison. That's why I hopped off, and I don't care about none of that stuff. And it's just, that's what it is. That's the mindset. You want to build your own wealth? Start with you. Start with you. Start looking into your own stuff. Really focus on what you should be doing. And then maybe you can have that type of lifestyle. I won't. That's just me. But it's just whatever you want to do. But you can do it. It's so possible. I'm only 21. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. And so comparison, yeah. Look at yourself 5 years ago. How were you doing 5 years back then ago? 2 years before? You're probably doing a lot worse. You're probably making a lot worse. I hope so. But if not, then you got to get to it. And then you're like, okay, I'm doing a lot better than that. But don't stay at that level. Don't be like, okay, if I was doing a little bit better. No, I'm saying, like, you still got to make that improvement no matter what. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. What else can we think. I'm trying to give as much information as I can, you know what I mean? Because this is important stuff, and a lot of it is just financial security, you know, coming up from a surviving background, struggling background. I still have that mindset of, and we all have that mindset of just, do we have enough? Or not all of us, but insecure people most of the time. And even if you're not insecure, it's just whatever you're brought up into. A lot of this deals with how your family made you feel about money, how they literally showed you. And a lot of the things they showed you is low-key wrong. And you got to start doing your own research and what money and freedom and peace, what looks to you. Well, how does it look to you? How do you want to live? Visualize your lifestyle, not what you want to buy, your lifestyle, because your lifestyle and your happiness comes from that. You know, there's only so much materialism. There's only so much change, jewelry, cars. You know, there's only so much of that stuff can fulfill. And you don't know this until you get to that point where you have enough and you're just like, I have all this money. It's just, what do I do now? You know what I mean? Purpose. And that's really what it is. So I'm finna go get it in. And yeah, hopefully this helps, man. You know, I'm just trying to make an impact because it's serious stuff, not to be taken seriously, but still something to keep in mind about, because, man, you could change your life just like that. You know, bite the bullet if you need to. I'm telling you, bite the bullet if you need to. Get out of that car debt, because that's really the biggest thing. Get out of that car debt. Get out of the whatever sort of debt. Bite the bullet. Get out of it, because as soon as you get out of that, man, you're free. That relief gonna hit. You know, list out the pros and cons of keeping things, hoarding stuff, selling stuff. There you go. Hey, I don't want to keep on going, wasting your time. There it is. Yes, sir.